Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Gimmick deck that I built based off of the Shonen Jump cards, plus the cards that were pulled from the Number Hunters booster box that I opened recently. So this deck, I wouldn't consider it a super competitive deck. I just put it together for fun. I did get requests last spring to make a Gimmick deck, so now that I have the cards, I've put one together. So let's start off here. First, 2 Gimmick Puppet Egghead. You only really need 2 of him for the deck to be effective. He has 2 different effects, and he's not really the starter. Next, 3 Gimmick Puppet Scissor Arms. This one is the one when it's normal summoned, you can send a Gimmick Puppet from the deck to the graveyard. So this is basically kind of like your Stratos or Marauding Captain. It's the one that kind of starts filling the graveyard with stuff. It's the one, it's like Dark Grepher or Armageddon Knight. Next, 3 Gimmick Puppet Gear Changer. This one is the 1-star, and it's the only gimmick that can't be sent from Puppet Scissor Arms effect. So that's why we just run 3 of them. So you're just, a lot of times you'll just either discard it for effects, or you just summon it and then you exceed into like a Slacker Magician or something. Next, 3 Gimmick Puppet Twilight Joker. This is one of the level 8s. I think this is the better one. Basically, when a Gimmick Puppet's destroyed, you can banish that monster, special summon this card from your hand. So this one's easier to get on the field. And this is the one that you're going to use most of the time to go into your boss gimmick monsters. And then the last gimmick monster, I just put in 1 Gimmick Puppet Nightmare just for another level 8. But this one, the only way to get this is to tribute and exceed monster if you want to special summon him from the hand. So oftentimes you just throw them in the graveyard from Scissor Arms. Next, I'm trying out 2 Trifortressops. Or, yeah, this card's from Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. It's kind of like a new, it's like a new Gores or Tragoedia type of card. Yeah, I'm just trying to see how well it does. It's a level 6. It's kind of like a Battle Fader, Tragoedia, that type of card. It kind of stops OTKs. He has a really good defense of 2800. So I'm trying him out, and then I have 2 Tragoedia. More defense from the hand sort of thing, because later on, if you're going for game using Leo's effect, you're going to be relying on, like, if Leo gets messed up, you're not going to be able to set back row, and if they get rid of him, then you would have to rely on Tragoedia or Trifortressops. And then because there's 11 darks in the deck, I just threw in 1 Dark Arm Dragon. It's overall a good card. And you can search it out based on what I have in the spell cards. Speaking of spell cards, 3 Upstart Goblin. Just thin the deck out. 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Now these cards will help you get into Dark Arm Dragon if you need to. But remember, you don't really have to rely on Dark Arm Dragon. This deck is about the gimmicks. He's just kind of thrown in there as a buff. And then I went with 2 Pot of Duality, just to speed the deck up even more. 2 Puppet Ritual. Pulled this from Number Hunters, so I decided to put it in. It's their support card for the level 8s. And then 2, My Body as a Shield, to protect you from like Dark Hole, Torrential Tribute, any kind of destruction effects, even Mirror Force. And then Dark Hole and Book of Moon. Those are like the only 2 staple cards that I'm running in this deck. As well as 2 MST. Just your standard magic trap removal. So those are the spells for the traps. There are quite a lot of them, but you will use them up. Feel free to use them up to defend your like lower monsters. Because once you get the exceed, especially if you're going for a Leo win, you aren't going to be able to set back row if you want to win using Leo. So I went for chain ability. So Threatening Roar Compulsory Evacuation Device. That's just a really good card. It's anti-Stardust Dragon. It's anti a lot of things. 2 Sekretsu Armor, just because I'm out of Mirror Forces for this deck. But you could throw in Mirror Force, or you could even use Dimensional Prison. And then 2 Magic Cylinder. It gets a lot of people off guard. Don't try to, like, wait for them to bring a boss monster from the field. I mean, you need to use these cards up, like I said, so you want to try to whittle them down. So I just threw in Magic Cylinder. Of course, Upstart Goblin kind of contradicts this card's effect, but most of the time, Upstart Goblin will gain 1,000, but then they'll lose, like, what, like 2,000 something from Magic Cylinder. And then when the huge revolution is over, this isn't really necessary in here. You could go for a Trap Stun, and then, or even another Call the Haunted. So then Call the Haunted, and 1 more Dust Tornado just for your own Magic Trap removal. Like I said, you could probably change this out in any way you see fit. Obviously, I would run Mirror Force here, and then this would probably be Trap Stun and a Call the Haunted. But let me know what you guys think for the extra deck. I'm not really going to do a full extra deck. It's just basically the 3 Gimmick boss monsters, the 1 from Number Hunters that I pulled, as well as the Shonen Jump boss monsters. I think Puppet of Strings was reprinted in the 10 recently. But yeah, that's the deck. You can either try to win from Leo, or just win regular way, OTK, or even Dark Arm Dragon to clean up the field. Let me know what you guys think. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks.